are not active, you're going to find yourself higher on that sweaty list. So we've got a few of them, by the way. New Orleans is number 3. New Orleans is the 3rd sweatiest in the country.
Okay, I can see that.
And right here in our fair city, Baton Rouge is number 17 on the list. Did you think we should be higher up?
Well,
Absolutely.
I mean,
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah.
hate summer. Hate summer. Absolutely.
Like, I would be like, you know, the Wicked Witch?
Yes.
Yeah.
On Wizard of
Are
Oz.
you
I would
melting?
be the good witch. I'd be like, I'm melting.
Yeah.
I'm melting.
There's a lot of melting.
She is melting. Look at it.
See a puddle of Tico Fox on the floor.
Start calling
like
you
it.
Galinda Fox.
Okay, we got New Orleans at 3. We got Baton Rouge in the top 20.
And just in case you were wondering who's number 1,
I was gonna say,
Miami.
yeah. Okay,
Miami
there we
is
go.
number 1, and where I was before here was San Antonio is number 2. And San Antonio
Florida
usually
heavy?
hovers. Yeah. We've got Miami, Florida is there. Orlando is number 7. Jacksonville is number 10.
Man.
Tampa, St. Pete's 13. So it's a lot of Florida.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I'd say they're probably the most common on there. Phoenix is down a little bit. They're in the top 5 still, but Phoenix and Vegas, it's a drier
heat.
They say that. Yeah, I say 100's 100, but it is less humid there,
Yeah.
so they take that into account.
Dry
Yeah.
heat.
Yeah.
Like, you mean like an oven.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's hot.
It's different. It's just a different type of heat.
Right, it's still
Yes.
real hot. It's just a
Yeah.
different type.
Yes.
Right, absolutely.
So it's interesting on that list. New York is 19th on that list. I just came from visiting family in New York, New Jersey.
Yeah.
I was surprised how humid it felt in New Jersey. It felt like Louisiana heat. When we first got there, even in Chicago, growing up in Chicago, people think, oh, Windy City, it's so nice.
Yeah.
It still gets very humid in the Midwest
Big
too.
time, big time, especially in New York. People forget that Manhattan is an island. It's
Ooh.
completely
Sure
surrounded by
is.
water, and then you've got all the buildings. You've got the blacktop, the asphalt. I'm going to tell you, I lived in San Antonio and Houston,
Yeah.
but a New York summer, don't go to sleep on that. That
Yeah.
heat, it's a disgusting heat. The New York, it smells like hot blacktop. You know what I'm talking about.
Exactly. No, I remember it very well. And the thing about the New York summers, the nasty New York summers, they can be quickly followed up by nasty New York winters.
Yes.
When
Yeah.
all of a sudden you're like digging out of 4 feet, and you're like, wait a minute.
Right.
Wasn't I just baking like 3 months ago?
Yeah.
We'll get a snowstorm down here, and it creates news.
Yeah.
You know, for like 3 weeks
Yeah,
because we got a
absolutely.
quarter inch.
Absolutely.
You know? And so that's our crazy,
Yeah.
and it is crazy because we just don't know how to handle it. But to Jared's point, nasty winter,
Yeah.
nasty. Yeah, you're right. New York gets it all.
Gets it all. So, I mean, I guess we could feel better about that. We don't deal with the harsh winters.
That's true.
Although we just had a 10-inch snowstorm just a little while
I know.
ago. But, you know,
Need
was
us
crazy.
remind you that was January, only 6 months ago, where we all got measurable amounts
Inches.
of snow in our
Inches.
backyard.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking back, how was that 6 months ago in Louisiana?
I keep thinking the same thing, and you can tell how rare it is, not just by the fact that everybody was out.
Yeah.
Kids and adults are like, but because there was very little in the way of snow etiquette here. I was telling you guys about this. The kids, they built a snowman. That's great. They built it in the middle of the intersection. It's like,
Yes.
guys, you build it on the grass,
grass, yeah.
not in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
So I had to negotiate and it was like the slalom
too.
weaving
So-
in and out of all these. Yeah.
Explain that to a police officer. Well, you see, officer, there was a snowman, and then he had his
Right.
family, and the children and the snow dog trailing behind it. I
what?
couldn't hit all of them, so I had to
Accidentally.
maneuver around it.
It sounds like you just totally are making it up, and it's
It
like no,
does.
but it was there, and
In the
but I didn't hit them.
I ran over the whole lot of them.
10 points for each one.
I just scarves everywhere.
Right.
Johnny would have been out there. He would have chainsawed that thing down.
I would have believed it, just like he did with his neighbor's trees.
Tree.
Oh my
Sorry,
gosh.
by the way.
Yeah, sorry about that. That's a whole
Yeah.
other story.
Yeah. I know.
But yeah, okay, so there you go. 18th on the list. 17, 18, Baton Rouge.
17.
17, sweaty,
right
sweaty, sweaty.
right behind Fresno.
Okay. And we haven't even, to your point, officially hit summer.
No. Next week is the day?
20th,
Yeah,
right?
Friday the
Yeah.
20th is officially the start of summer. Merely a technicality.
Sure.
Tico's
Very
like, what are you talking
Sorry,
about?
Tico.
We've been there already.
I know.
I'm tearing up already. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
So-
just keep
Or is
thinking
it
back.
sweat? I don't know.
Welcome to one of the top 20 sweatiest cities. So as we think about it, How are we looking at the forecast? Are we going to be sweating out there tonight?
Yeah, we're going to be sweating. The humidity is really high.
There it
We'll
is.
be back in the lower
Yikes.
90s, but it's not going to be too wet of a day. Kind of like yesterday, we're going to get a later start on any kind of showers and thunderstorms. Now, there are a few showers on radar. We're going to get to that in a moment. And we've got right now a little bit of sunshine, but more clouds than anything else, with 72 degrees the current temperature and the humidity pumped up to 93%. 91 right close to normal yesterday, 71 this morning, right on the money with where we typically are. And here you go on the radar, not so much in the Baton Rouge area, but more in between Lafayette and Lake Charles. We're seeing a couple of sea breeze showers come up from the Gulf. They tend to lose their punch as they move farther inland, but then we see a big complex of thunderstorms affecting really all the major cities in Texas. Got Dallas down to Houston, Galveston, San Antonio, Austin down to Corpus, so they're all dealing with it. And even though it is moving in our general direction, it looks like a lot of it is going to fade out before moving to Baton Rouge. Let me show you what I'm talking about on the graph model. It keeps things relatively quiet. This is early in the afternoon at 12:30 in the afternoon. Couple of hit or miss showers and storms, and there you saw it. That line just basically vanished right before it got in here. Okay, that's what the graph has to say. What does the HRRR have to say? Because the HRRR did a really good job yesterday. Good job with the timing and the duration. Here we go at 5:30 p.m. and they still keep it relatively quiet. That's why I kind of scaled this down today to a 50%. Still a pretty good chance of afternoon storms, but it's definitely not going to be a washout, and it's certainly not a guarantee everybody gets wet. That's 6:30 p.m. going to about 9 p.m. Once we get beyond 9 p.m., that's it. We'll wipe everything right off of the map, right off of the radar. Now, I want to bring up this one caveat. Yesterday, the SPC did not have a chance of severe weather in our viewing area. However, if you live in the city of Central or near Central, you might have picked up some of that hail. We had a couple of pictures from that yesterday. Same deal for today. Baton Rouge is not in the severe threat area, but I would say in the stronger storms towards the evening tonight, we can't really rule out a few areas that could pick up some hail, kind of like yesterday. But for the most part, most of us should not see severe weather. Then it looks like we're going to stay very high with the dew points and the moisture, and that's going to keep these numbers high, hovering right around the 100 mark right on through Father's Day Sunday. Then we're tracking the tropics. The Atlantic pretty quiet. Gulf looks all right. And we've been talking about the Pacific, the Eastern Pacific, where they've got a high chance and a low chance on two waves. So that next one is going to be the D storm. They are really off to a very fast start. To that end, I want to mention this. Here's the European model, and the European model shows that in about 7 days from now, we could see something of a tropical nature in the Bay of Campeche, and it wants to drive it into Mexico. The GFS does something similar. It's not something that we need to be alarmed about, but it's definitely something that we're going to keep an eye on. 10% chance to start, 50% chance to finish with a high temperature of 91 degrees. For tonight, we're still warm, still muggy, and the overnight low down to 73. We'll drop the chance of rain. It's a small chance tonight, but we'll drop it by about 9 p.m. Then the weekend outlook, Saturday and Sunday, again, these aren't washouts, although I would say that Saturday looks like the slightly wetter day of the two. Don't cancel any plans yet for Dad's Day, but again, just know that you could get some afternoon storms. Finally, we trend a little bit drier at the end of the 10-day as we officially kick off summer. That's merely a technicality. 7-11. Hopefully the roads are cooperating. Hey, Tico.
Good morning, Jerry. Good morning, everyone. I have a little bit of good news. The earlier accident reported US 190 around LA 415 has been cleared. Right now on 12 westbound, we're starting to see usual volume pick up. As you approach range, it's pretty thick. As you continue west around 4H Club Road, things are starting to ease up just a bit as you make your way towards O'Neill Lane. Right now, you're looking at about a 17-minute drive from Jubin to the 1012 with an average speed of about 43 miles per hour. We'll be right back.
7:13 your time right now. Real quick, a few things we're following for you, including a vacant house fire being investigated right now.
The Baton Rouge Fire Department tells us that this happened on Avenue A last night. We're told that people in the area actually noticed some lightning strikes in that area before they noticed that home on fire. Baton Rouge fire crews were able to put out that fire before it would spread to other parts and homes in that area. We'll let you know when there is an actual cause to this fire.
Something else we're following as well. See the flashing lights coming toward you right there? That is a video from surveillance, well, from street cameras, from traffic cameras. That's a police chase. Started in West Baton Rouge, goes into East Baton Rouge. Eventually, Liz, they lost sight of the driver and didn't want to kind of speed through the neighborhood, so they kind of gave up on it. Still trying to find that driver. If you know anything about this chase, make a phone call, 344-STOP.
Calling all female veterans and those who support veterans. Today, there is a Women Veterans Symposium hosted by the LDVA. They are offering free lunch to vets and professional headshots. They are asking you to register by calling 276-8626 and let us say thank you for your service. It's all happening at the American Legion Post 38 off of Wooddale Boulevard.
It's a good spot, great spot. Get out there and be a part of it. And of course, all that's surrounded by the 250th anniversary birthday of the U.S. Army.
A lot to follow in the week to come, which we'll follow and track as we head into the weekend. Lots of rain chances heading into the weekend as well.
Yeah, not going to be a washout, but keep the umbrella handy.
Right now is Tundra time at Team Toyota, where you can get 0% financing on a new 25 Tundra or get $3,000 customer cash plus $1,000 trade-in allowance. Find these savings and so much more right now at Team Toyota, I-12 at O'Neill.